Hey, Trey. Was it the funny one that I laughed at, Cher? Or is it a new one? Hi, Shannon. Oh my God, Lindsay. What a disaster. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Miss Christy. Hey, Kim. There's Kim. Hi, Dottie. Hi, Jen. All right. Hi, Jess. Oh, Joanna, hello. Well, first and foremost, Joanna, I would just like to let you know that I'm usually not this mellow. I'm usually much more energetic and exciting. I just came back from a weekend mental retreat, and like I said earlier, it was good until it wasn't. And I'll probably have to do it again. I'm slightly annoyed about it. But here we are. The good news is I liked the therapist. He was great. And we're going to continue seeing him and talking to him because he was good at what he did. So that's the good news in all of this. Marissa, after tonight, is actually being removed tomorrow. Hi, Mare. Hi, Angel. Hey, Cheryl. Oh my God, Kim, I'll have to send it along. Hi, Donna. Hey, Jordan. Oh, good. I hope you enjoyed your mini getaway. Oh, Jennifer. Hey, honey. Hi, Christina. Hi, Deanna. Hey, Michelle. You know, it's just like one of those things. You know what, Mare? I know it's you. I can't see your name, but I know it's you. Mary, do not apologize. We all have our days. And I know you good enough to know that you were not doing it to be hurtful or to attack me or to attack anybody. And I think the majority of people here know that. So please do not feel like you have to apologize, although your apology is accepted. And I apologize if I came across a certain way, which is why I had said, I want you to know I'm not trying to be a jerk. But please don't feel like you have to apologize. Oh my God, Heather, I told Miss Christy that literally. I was like, she said you were flirting with a group of guys. And I was like, she's kind of taken. But tips. Get those tips, honey. So yeah, exactly, Katie. That's why I'm like, at the very least, I was texting Rebecca about it kind of today, about my feelings and my struggles and how she can unfortunately relate. And it's like some things that were taken from it were great. And then other things that I wouldn't say weren't taken from it, other things that appeared and happened sucked. So, like I said, I always try to find the silver lining. And the silver lining for me this time is just that I found somebody I liked, that I feel like I connected with. And I know y'all always tell me it's okay to fire your therapist. But the problem is here in Myrtle Beach, there are no therapists. So if we fired our therapist, we would have nobody. But now we do. And that's great. And he knows us and he thinks highly of us. And he said, we are what did he say? We are the most unique and interesting couple that he's met in the 43 years he has been doing this in a good way, which is nice to hear. Hi, Kim. All right. Oh, Jennifer, it's okay. I hear you. I'm here with you, and I'm sending you tons of prayers, my love. Hi, Therese. Okay, guys, so silver lining. Sabrina, you need to stop being a hot Barbie babe, okay? I'm like, if you hear me taking deep breaths, it's just because, I'm trying to chillax, I'm trying to get the inner zen. He taught me a breathing technique today. Hi, Ash. However, the breathing technique requires me to be pretty calm. And typically when I need to use this breathing technique, I am far past breathing. So like, I can't practice it until he explained it on a scale of 10, okay? And he said, what do you feel daily? And I said, about a 7 or 8, like of anxiety level. And obviously today I was feeling a 10. And he said he would ideally like to get me down to a 5 so that when something happens or something comes up or whatever, I go to like a 6 or a 7 so that I can still breathe and use those techniques to lower me even further, right? And then eventually get me to like a 2 or 3, which is 1 or 2 is normal, right? We all deal with daily stressors and yada, yada. You can do 1 more, yeah. So like a 2 or 3 is good. And then when you get stressed, you go to the 5 and then you practice these breathing techniques and you bring yourself back down to like that 3. But the problem is he calls it, it's a thing, what is it? The Gottman or whatever. And it's like called flooded. You feel flooded, which is basically you've reached your point. That's good. You've reached your point and you're past your point, right? There's nowhere else to go. So when you feel flooded, it kind of almost feels like there's no return, right? There's nowhere to go. So the goal is to obviously get me lower. Now he's anti-medication like I am, not because I don't believe in medication, not because I don't believe in modern science. Clearly I do. But because that's not something I want for myself. He said he could give me something, but he was like, all it's going to do is do the same thing that my breathing technique will do. Like, so if I'm feeling anxiety, I would pop a pill and then, you know, the anxiety would go down. But he said it's nothing that he hasn't seen his breathing technique fix. So again, we need to get me out of being flooded and a little bit lower so that way I can practice those breathing techniques so I can avoid having to be medicated. And again, there is nothing against being medicated. I know a ton of people who are medicated. It's just something that I want to use as a complete, absolute last-ditch effort and know that I have tried everything else until I had to get to that point. You know? Sorry, Matt's making cupcakes. I'm really excited about it. I don't know, I've been craving like sweets, so I drank a Frappuccino on the way home, double chocolatey chip. You know what I'm talking about. And we didn't have dinner, but for whatever reason, cupcakes spoke to me. So I was like, can we get some cupcakes here? Yes, Lindsay, exactly. I think that's what was good for both of us, really, is Lindsay said that he gave us manageable goals.
Yes, he sure did.
And he did, and that was important because it's not a guessing game of what do we do. We have our lists of things we need to be doing, we need to be working on, we need to be practicing so that when we see him the next time or speak to him the next time, we can update on that progress. And he said, I don't expect it to happen overnight. The next time you could have the same update. Well, we're working towards it, or we're trying this, or we're trying that, or this didn't work, or whatever. We readjust until we get to the point where that is like second nature, right? Then we get a new set of manageable goals so that eventually, you know what I mean? Like the goals start getting smaller and smaller and smaller because we're meeting so many like milestones, you know what I mean? And then eventually it's like, great, we're good. There might be a hiccup in the road. However, Pam is at a 2-3. When there is a hiccup in the road, I get to a 5. I'm not a 7-8 when there's a hiccup in the road. I'm at a 10 where I can't function. But it takes time. So those manageable goals are important. Like I said, like it sucked, but it didn't. It was great until it wasn't, right? I mean, isn't that with everything in life? So, you know what I mean? That's like, the manageable goals was really nice. Matt is a very visual person too. So to have it like kind of mapped out was really helpful for him, to have it mapped out, to like actually visually see it. For me, I have, you know, my Rolodex in my brain. If you tell me something, that's on my Rolodex and it's going to stay in the front of the Rolodex card until I meet that goal, right? For Matt, he needs to see it. Beck, I love you. So, I do know, Amanda, from my previous studies that medication takes a decent amount of time to work, and you might need to try different medications. You might need a combo of medications. Like, I remember when I did my studies, it took generally 3 to 4 weeks for it to even have some sort of effect on you, whether it be good or bad. And then that's when you speak to the doctor and tell them, well, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z, and your doctor would know whether they should stop you, whether they need to add something in a combo, whether you know what I mean? So it's like, I know it takes a while, unfortunately, but our brains are funny things, And the good news is the things that we need to work on, they are tangible things that are actually possible so long as we both put the work in. It's not some outlandish, crazy shit that like will never happen.
Right.
And right now it might feel like it might never happen, but my logical side of my brain is like, that is absolutely an attainable goal. Not right now, maybe not in a month or two, but like eventually that is an attainable goal. Not in 5 years, obviously, but like with a lot of work, there are attainable goals within our little, the plan, I guess, the master plan. So that helps me because when there's nothing written on the board, that's not helpful, right? When there's no plan, that's not helpful. But when there's too much written on the board, it's overwhelming and you feel like it's not possible. But when there's a small step and you don't have to worry about the next step until you're done with that small step, you can focus on the small step. And then you graduate from the small step and you're like, yay, go me. And then you have to go to the next step, which again. So it's like, I like that. I would definitely talk to your doctor if you're concerned about it, Amanda. I'm sorry you're feeling like that. Oh my God, same, Ashley. Literally, the world is burning around me all the time. She said, I have the worst anxiety. I think the worst is about to happen. That's me all the time. That, and when you get to the point where you can't handle it anymore, that's what our therapist calls being flooded. And I feel flooded all the time. And when I get to the point where I'm above flooded, which is somewhere that, no one wants to be, that was me 2 weeks ago when I literally couldn't even click the button to go live, where I couldn't function, where I wasn't even cooking things properly because my brain was it was over flooded. It was like, a hurricane comes, right? And your house is flooded. But then like that one last wave comes in and takes your whole fucking house and drifts it down the river. That was me 2 weeks ago. I was the house drifting down the river. You know what I mean? So, it was good until it wasn't. Hopefully it's good again. I found a silver lining, so that's positive because 2 weeks ago there was no silver lining for me. So, all right.
Especially when our first original person wasn't really
Yeah, I mean, we liked our first original person. They were nice.
nice.
It was just, well, how does that make you feel? Great. How does that make you feel? How do we fix this? I don't know. That's why I'm coming to you. I have no idea. That's why I'm here. And it wasn't necessarily helpful to leave having no idea what to do. Mm-hmm. So this way, what does that say?
It's pretty good.
Oh, this way I have a plan. So my logical side of my brain says, great, there's a plan. We will enact the plan. If someone deviates from the plan, my brain understands there was a plan. Pam didn't do the plan. Matt didn't do the plan. Whoever didn't do the fucking plan. Are there reasons why the plan wasn't done? By one, by both, by whatever. And I can logically break that down. But when there's no plan, ain't nobody know what to do. And my brain is all over the place because it's thinking, well, I'm trying this and he might be trying that. And And nobody knows because there was no plan. So the plan was great for me. I need a plan. I thrive off of lists and to-do tasks and having a reason to be doing something, right? And knowing that I have a goal to work towards. I thrive off of that. So having a plan saying you need to do X, Y, and Z, Pam, or gives me, okay, Pam, do X, Y, and Z, right? But when I don't have a plan, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's like when you're communicating with somebody, right? Like if you want them to stop doing it, you need to tell them to stop doing it. If they don't stop doing it, it's because they don't read your fucking mind. They don't have a plan. You did not ask them to enact a plan or have the goal to no longer do whatever it might be, right? That was me 2 weeks ago. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what the hell was happening. My mind was in 500 different places. Now I have a plan. So hopefully everyone involved in said plan will do their part. So then that way I don't have to go floating down the fucking river again. Because that was not fun. And it was scary. It was not a good place to be. And I appreciate all of your love and hugs and support. My therapist, he also thinks it's hilarious that I can talk to you all online easily. But when I'm face to face with somebody, I can't even look at them. Christy knows I don't hug. I typically don't look in people's eyes. I'm usually like, looking in the distance or past them. I'm just weird. And he's like, but you can talk to all these people online. I'm like, yeah, because there's nobody in my face. That's why. Because I'm awkward as fuck. I'm an introvert. Thank you, guys. I love a good plan, guys. I love a good plan. Also, you want the tea? Because I know a lot of y'all asked questions about my picture that I dropped earlier today. And I never answered because, well, I was in therapy. However, does anybody know what picture I am talking about from earlier today that I posted that y'all had questions about? Because it was cute. I have a shit ton of batter, and I hope you don't judge me for eating it. This is one of my coping skills. The puppy. Yeah. How about the puppy? Let me tell you